Hello everyone and welcome back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. Thank you for your love and for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you that have supported me. Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew this A-line beautiful skirt with a down cage. We're going to be making use of the crinoline to do the gathers cage at the down part. So that's what we're going to learn. You can see it is a really beautiful skirt. That's me rocking it. That's what we're going to learn how to do today. So if you want to register for my online classes, you can send me a message on WhatsApp. I'll give you the details of the classes we have presently available. You can follow me on all of my social media platforms: Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, all at Stylish Naija. Okay guys, so now let's just get started straight into our tutorial for the day. Okay guys, so this is the fabric that I'm going to be making use of. This is a Duchess fabric, so I have about 4 yards of fabric. So now I'm going to explain the measurement. So the basic measurement that we need is the full length of our skirt, and then we need the waist. That's the top part of the waist, then the actual waist. What I mean by top part, because it is a high waist, so it's going to come above the belly button, so I need that measurement. So above the belly button area, the measurement I'm using is 36, while my regular waist measurement is 38, and then the hip measurement is 47, but I'm going to make it 48 because I don't want it to be tight, so it's going to have a little bit of ease. And then the full length is going to be 50. So now I'm going to fold out my fabric and then we will start all of our measurements. It is a very simple process. Okay, so now we're going to start. So you can see I folded my skirt, that's my fabric, at an angle. It is not a very big, very wide angle, if you will notice, because I don't want the skirt to be too wide. So I just marked a line here. So I'm going to use this line as my startup line. So the next thing I'm going to measure, so my skirt, I'm dividing my skirt into three parts. What I mean, I have a band of about 2 inches on top, and then I have the middle part, which I'm going to mark as 35, and then the down part, that's the cage down gathered part, I'm going to use 13 inches. So when you add all of this measurement together, it's going to be 35. Sorry, it's going to be 50 inches. So what I'm going to do now, so I'm going to mark my 35. So I'm adding a band to it, so put that into consideration. So I'll mark the full length of the skirt, which is 35. So this is my 35 inches. So I'm just going to add 1 inch allowance to it. So because I don't want it to get truncated at the end of the day, so I'm just going to do that. So what I use as consideration to fold the width of my fabric is the down part of my skirt. So I actually want it to be 30 inches. So at the end of the day, it's going to be 15 inches. So I'll just add about 1 inch allowance to it. And then your hip part. So the next thing now, we're going to include the hip measurement. So for this, since I'm adding a band, so I'm just going to take out 1.5 inch instead of 2 inches. So because of allowance, that's why I'm doing that. So I'll mark my hip line. So my client is a tall person, so I'm going to use 10 inches for her hip. And then from there, I'm going to mark, after that measurement, the next measurement I need is just that full length. So that's that. So this is this. So the next thing, I'm going to insert her waist measurement. So the waist measurement that I'm making use of, that's the top waist. Like I told you initially, I said I'm making use of 36 inches. So 36, when you divide into 4, you have about 9 inches. So this is going to be my 9 inches right here. I'm not going to add any dots to this skirt. So I'm not adding any dots. So I'm just going to add 1.5 inches to allowance to it as my stitching allowance. So I'll do this. And then the next thing on this part, on the hip line, so the hip measurement is 48. So which is 12 inches. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of ease of about 2 inches to it. So I'll just float this into this part. You understand? So I'm just going to float this into this part. So I'll use the edge, that's my curve part, for the shape of my skirt, so you can just see it because it is a like I told you, it is an A-line skirt, so I don't want to start shaping so much. So for the down part, like I said, the down part, the width of the down part, I said I'm using about 15 inches, which is 30, and then so I have a little bit of ease of about 3 inches, which is okay. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll cut now. So this is the front. I'll use this front to cut out the back. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut the back part of my skirt so you can see the shape. It came out really fine. So I'm going to cut out the back. So for the back part, I'm going to add 2 inches allowance for my zip allowance. So I'll fold it and then cut it out now. Okay, so I finished cutting. So the next thing we're going to do now, I'm going to cut the down part. So for the down part, I'm just going to use a straight fabric. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure what I have here. So I have about 19 inches. That's on fold. That's I have about 38 inches here. So I'm going to cut out about 3 pieces of this. So I'll show you how, because I'm going to gather it, but I don't want it to still be too full. Okay. So I'm going to cut out a straight fabric of about 13 inches. Okay, so I finished cutting all of my pieces. So I'm going to explain what I did. So this is the one that I'm using for the down part, like I said. So I'm actually going to, so this skirt, I'm actually not adding a lining, but the down part, I'm going to use this as a lining to cover it because we're going to add a crinoline to the down part. So this is the down part. So I'll show you how to do that. But before then, let's just leave this on the side. So like I said, I cut out about 15, okay, it's not even up to about 14 inches. That's the length, and then the width of what I did, what I cut out is about 52 inches. It's folded in total, so I have about 104 inches. So this is that. So I'll keep this on the side first. Let's work on the main body. So like I said, I'm not adding any dart to this skirt. So what I will do now, this is the front part, and then this is the back. So for the back and piece, I've opened it up. So I'll just take it back to my machine and then I'll join it on the zip allowance part. After joining on the zip allowance part, I'll open this up like this and then I'll join the back and the front together. So that's what I'll go and do. I'll join the back and the front together. Just use about quarter of an inch on the side. I'll join it, and then after doing that, I have my band here. So I cut out a band. So for the band, like I said, I'm using 3 inches. So I just cut out a straight band using my waist measurement, so you can see. So I have about 3.5 inches here. So after stitching, it's going to come to about 3 inches. So it's even almost 4 inches. Okay, 3.5. Okay, so you can see. And then this is the belt. I'm going to add a belt to it, to the side of my that's like ropes on the side. So this what I did. I cut this out also. So the inches I used is about 40, yeah, about 44 inches. So this, you can actually do this however. So I'll show you how to attach this. So I'm just going to sew it and then turn it, and then I'll place it on the side of my skirt. So I'll go and do this first, sew and join my skirt, and then come back and show you how we're going to fix the bands and then the cage on the down part of the skirt. Okay, so guys, I finished stitching, joining my skirt on the side. So I just joined it and then I've added my waistband to it. It's just a straight band, so I just added it. So the next thing now is the cage part for the down part. That's what we are going to do. So now I'm going to show you how to stitch the crinoline on it properly. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. So if you notice, I left my the down part of my skirt. I actually did not stitch it to a close. That's I just left a little bit of inch. So I'm just trying to trim them, let them be equal. So now I'll show you how to add a crinoline. So this method of adding crinoline, you can use it to add even if you're adding a crinoline on a peplum, on a dress, whatever. So you can use those patterns. So I'll need to set my camera so you see it properly. Okay, so I'm going to start stitching now. So what you are going to do, make sure that your crinoline is going to be on top of your lining piece. So this is my fabric and then this is my lining. Though I'm using the same fabric, so make sure both of them are facing each other. Then the crinoline will be on top of your fabric. And that's sorry, on top of the lining like this. So I'm just going to run a straight stitch. So you can just leave a little bit, like quarter of an inch on the side of the lining as you're stitching. So make sure don't push, don't pull. Just stitch it. So I'll stitch it to the end, and then when I get to the end, I'll come back and show you how to turn it down and give it a top stitch. Okay, so after stitching, this is what we will have. So this is our lining piece. So you know we stitched it like this. So now you open this up like this, and then bring your crinoline to the lining side. You understand? Let it come to the lining side. So we're going to stitch on the lining side and not on the fabric side. So I'm just going to continue. So just I'm going to give it a really good straight. I'll just continue it on, and then once I'm done, I'll take it to my iron table and then I'll iron it. Okay, so after everything, this is what I'm going to have. So I'm just trying to. So if it is a peplum, for instance, if you were making a peplum, maybe blouse or sleeve or whatever. So at this junction, what you are going to do is you're just going to secure it down. But mine, since I'm going to be drawing a gathers here, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to run. I'm just going to do a running stitch. It's soft, so I'll just open up my machine stitch, the tension, and then I'll stitch it and then pull it back, and then I'll show you before I fix it on the down part of my skirt. Okay, guys, so you can see I finished stitching. So I've done my gathers. So you can see how bulky it is looking. So you can see, just imagine that you're using this for a peplum. So you can see the effect, see the back. So the next thing that is remaining now is just for me to fix it at the down part of my skirt. So I'm going to start stitching it from this point that I did not stitch down. Since it is open, I'll start stitching it all the way. So I'll stitch it round and then I'll place the skirt on the mannequin for you to see the final look. So for mine, I'm going to use an overlock seam to serge all of the edges to give it clean finishing. Okay. Okay, so at the end of the day, you can see how our A-line skirt with the cage down looks like. It actually came out really fine. So I made some ropes and just added it on the side. So you can tie it either backward or to the front, however you want it. So the skirt really looks so beautiful. You can see the down is looking firm on assisted. It's just standing because of the crinoline we added. So thank you so much. If you find this video helpful, please hit on the like button, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in my next video.